I've shown you how to hook up a backup camera off of on a truck, but not an SUV, and there is a secret. Not necessarily a secret, but there is a proper way to do it, because here you have the little panel that comes off right here. But a lot of times I see some people just take the wire and they go straight from here across to this part, and that is not how you want to do it. So this video I'm going to show you how to professionally wire your backup camera, run it through this boot to where it looks factory and you can't even tell that we took anything off. If these are the type of things that you're interested in, then please consider subscribing. These are the type of things that we do here: car audio tutorials, rare removals, Q&As, all that good stuff. Without further ado, baby, let's get it. First thing what you want to do, honestly, is figure out how to actually take your panel off. So with this one, we have 4 screws right here. We come over, we have not 4, we have 2 screws on this side, 2 screws on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these out, and then everything else should just be held in by clips, and I should be able to just pop everything down. To probably start this part first is because, as you can see right here, this panel is behind that panel. Sometimes this panel will, sometimes it'll be vice versa, and then you'll actually have to take this part off first. But in order to get this off properly, we have to take this, we have to remove this off first. So let's go ahead and get these screws out. Now that we have all those screws out, I probably just want to come up here and see if, dang, trying to get that last clip to pop. There we go. Next, we want to go ahead and start taking this one off. And all our clips are still intact. We're gonna sit that right here. I drilled my hole in order to get my wire in. I wanna do it probably right in the middle. That way I know exactly where it's gonna come in at. And what I like to use is this snap bushing. So what this does is they have these little tabs on the side that stick out, and it allows me to drill a hole that's, they have different various sizes. I'll try to find some links for these and put them in the description, but it allowed me to drill my hole through that middle, have this snap in place, and then this can go through. That way the wire is going to be resting on plastic and not sharp metal. So now let's go ahead and drill this hole. All right, so now I want to go ahead and use my step bit to open this up. All right, so as you can see, that snap bushing, you literally just make the hole big enough. I think this one was about 7/16 of an inch, and then I took that snap bushing, press it in. Now feed this right through the hole and then mount our tag back. So the power wire that's provided is not as long as the actual RCA wire. What they're expecting you to do is take this, use the black and ground it out, and then use that red and tap into your tail light. And then if you need to send this to a screen or something like that needs a reverse trigger, then you could hook this wire up to that. Now, me personally, I don't necessarily like doing that part, because I think if you have like LEDs or something like that, it could be like a low current ignition or maybe a data signal or something like that, but not enough to actually power this camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually extend this wire to the full length of this. So I'm going to grab me about 6, maybe 12 more, or probably 12 more feet of primary, connect it to this, and then we'll take this thing up nice and neat and then start zip tying it along the factory wiring. But another reason that we want to extend this is because if you want to hook this up to ignition so it stays on when the car is on, and if you have like a button on your radio to where you press cam and then it shows that camera image, hooking this up to ignition will actually make sure that you get that image. If you only hook it up to reverse, then it will only come on when the car goes in reverse. So you get the option, but I like to do it this way. If you guys want to know how to spin this wire, I just put it in my drill and then I spin it. I might make a video on it, I might not, it really depends. But we're not going to leave this like this. I got some tester tape that I'm going to clean it up, so let me go ahead and do that real quick and I'll show you how to tie it and get it through that boot. All right, so as you can see, man, I got that thing tester taped up nice and neat. Now the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and start zip tying it along the factory wiring. And you may have a couple questions like, why would we do that? Well, understand this, the dealership has their factory wiring going in a certain place to where they know that if there's any type of moving parts or anything, that the wire is not going to be pinched or in the way. You want your wire to mimic that exact same thing. So I have about 3 zip ties on here just so y'all can see as an example, because what we're going to do is follow this factory harness all way down straight to this point. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish my zip tie, and I'll meet you back right here. And for the person that doesn't know how to do a zip tie, I'm gonna try to do this with one hand for you. You wanna take the zip tie, the part that's rigid, we wanna go on the back side of it. You put what you want to tie next to that factory harness or the factory wiring, and then you just wanna take that pointy part and put it right in that loop. Once you got it in the loop, just go ahead and pull. And as you can see, I have my wiring zip tied along the factory wiring every about 4 to 6 inches, and that just helps me sleep better at night knowing that my wires are not gonna get pinched because they're doing the exact same thing that the factory is doing. The part why I really wanted to make the video, we want to take this piece, I got my panel removal tool, you may not need it. Let me see if I can just come here and get this grommet out, maybe stick my hand at the top. Nope, that won't work. Let me take my panel removal tool and come up here. Now we can use our hand and get the rest of it out. Okay, so we got that boot off. We need to do the same thing to the bottom part, which should be a little easier. Get it with your finger. I can't pull it out as much. There we go. All right. Now, what we need to do is we need to take this part off because it is taped up and it's sealed, and I understand all that. We can go back and tape it, but we need to be able to go through this side of the boot to this side of the boot, and we will not get in with this being taped up. There's, I just took my box cutter, I made me a small little slit, and I just peeled the tape off. You know, some things I just don't have to show to kind of make these short, sweet, straight to the point. Next, what we want to do is take our backup camera wire, all right, and we want to stick that down in the hole and fish it to where it comes out that bottom part. So here's part one of my secret weapon. This is a fish tool. The reason I like it is because you can actually twist off this end right here and add like 4 or 5 of these to make it longer if you want to, and then they come with 2 little hooks so we can actually put whatever wire we want through the loop and tape it up. So what I want to do right now is get this as straight as possible, and then stick the pointy end on the inside and then fish it all the way through. That through the boot. Now, as you can see, like I said, we got our camera wires coming through here, going down to the bottom. We got our fish tool going from the inside of the boot that hooks up there to the outside of the boot, which is supposed to go down in here. All right, so now we got our RCA and our power wire through our little loop. I like to go ahead and put a little bend in it and put some electrical tape on it. After I do that, I'm gonna show y'all part 2 of my secret. All right, y'all, I'm running a little low, but this stuff right here, Ken Automotive Super Slick Dry Lube. Here's the part number. I'm gonna try to find a link for y'all, put it in the description. This thing better than spit. I'm serious. What we're gonna do is we're gonna actually spray our wire real good. We're gonna spray the fish tool, and then I wanna spray this part of the hole. I'm gonna go on the other end and spray the other part of the hole. And this thing should pull right on through. We are done here, so we can put this back where he came from. Some boots are gonna be easier than others. Some will be a little harder, but we just wanna get that back up in there. Work it in. All right, so now we got the boot, that part of the boot back up. That part's done. Next thing I usually do is I'll take this little seal off. Just across the top, that's all I need. And then if there's any type of little panel clip in the headliner back here in the back, we want to go ahead and pull that clip down. We got a little bit of leeway. We can take that same fish tool and we want to go down in that hole, and then now we want to pull the headliner down just as small as you can, and then boom. Let me see if I can focus that. There's our fish tool. Now we just grab the fish tool, pull it back this way, snatch all that wire, boom. So now we take this part of the boot, and put that part back in. Alright guys, so as you can see, that boot is back up where it's supposed to be. This boot is back where it's supposed to be. Now you just want to take your wire, tuck it in the headliner, and then this part is where I like to do a small little bend and then go this way. That way, when I do that, I can come in and then I can just start tucking it all the way along that top part. All right, so now that I have it ran through the boot and it's actually on the inside, I'm going to finish tucking it up under the headliner and through these panels all the way to the front of the car. All right guys, so I went on ahead and tucked it all the way down to here, and the reason I actually stopped right here because on my vehicle this is where I need to catch my reverse light and I can catch a good ground. So like I said, we extended these wires so we can either tie this into whichever circuit we want, ignition or reverse. This camera does have those LED lights on them and the client does not want them to be on while they're driving 24/7, so we're going to hook this on reverse so you only get the night vision lights when you need them. So therefore, we need to hook this up to our reverse trigger. And remember, when we tie the power in here on these wires, since we extended them, we still have, let me see if I can find that other RCA. On this RCA, we have this wire that comes off of it, so we can actually tie this in to our reverse circuit. It actually just works out perfect. So I'm gonna show you how to test for that real quick. I have my power probe here, and it's hooked up to this wire, which is the brown, green with the brown stripe on this 2007 Ford Edge, and it's 0. So now what I want to do is stick my key in the ignition, turn it in the on position, press the brake and put it in reverse, and it should go to 12 volts. And it does. It's 11.7 because I have the car just in the on position, not actually crunk up. And it goes back to ground when I put it in park. Now this does have sound to it. That's park. That's reverse. That's park. Let's go ahead and crank the car up just to be on the safe side. Just to make sure that it does the exact same thing. That's park. That's reverse, showing 14 volts. That's park. All right. So now that lets me know that this is my reverse wire. Of course, you're gonna have to refer to your wire diagram to figure out what it is. If you're a Patreon user, I do provide that information. All you have to do is just DM me, and that's just the behind the scenes extra stuff that I give to the people who want to further support the channel. Now, I conveniently have a factory ground right here that has a small wire that I can tap onto. I can military splice it just like I can this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my yellow and my black. I'm gonna tie it into this ground and this reverse, and then all we have to do is run this up to our radio. As you can see right now, we have ran it up to the dash, and we have our red off the RCA going to the purple with the white, which is the reverse trigger wire going to our Pioneer radio. So we're just going to plug this in. We're going to put this on. This is a Pioneer radio, so we're going to be plugging in on the brown that says rear cam. If you guys want to actually see what radio I'm putting in, I will be doing a review on this Pioneer 2550, so kind of stay tuned for that. Depending on when I actually upload the videos, I'll try to put cards in the corner, links in the description, all that type of stuff. But let's go ahead and get this thing plugged in and just make sure that it works. All right, y'all, man, so it's time for the moment of truth. Put it in reverse. It reverses. Now let's actually turn the wheel a little bit and back up. Oh, we got them lines going. What if we go the other way and try to back up? Lines going. Now let's straighten it up. Boom. There it is, man. Well, I hope you guys found some type of value in this video, man. If you did, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and do all that type of stuff if you want to. Product links are in the description. Patreon links are in the description. Until next time, this is your boy JP signing out. Y'all be blessed.